I think we're live.
It shows it on my end. Yep. Eight, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
All right. Can you see me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. You know what? I'm getting feedback. You might go mute the laptop in the office.
There's no mic in there, though.
I'm hearing stuff we said like 20 seconds ago.
Uh-oh. Well, I'm hearing you just fine. Oh, maybe you have it open on another browser?
Yep, it's me. There we go. All right. Yes! Like, as if we didn't know how to do this, we do know how to do this. Reassured.
Ladies and gentlemen, age and experience comes into play at least once in a while. I'm just saying. So for those of you guys who know who we are, I'm Jason and this is Grant. We are Carrguy and Sixfan. And yes, we are doing a very special live stream tonight. I'm out here at the shop working on the old blackjack. We have hit some pretty big milestones in our YouTube journey. Grant, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody what's going on your side?
Yeah, so I mean, it's just one of those things where just by dumb luck, so Jason hit a great milestone earlier this week. Was it Monday, Jason?
Just yesterday.
Just yesterday. Sorry, it's been a week for me. So he hit 5,000 subscribers, and then I hit 2,000 subscribers today. That's right. It's because our buddy over at Weird Beard Auto Sales just gave both Jason and I a shout out in whatever form possible, and we both grew just at a ridiculous rate. And so here we are. So yeah, I crested 2,000 just somewhere between I don't know 4 and 5 because I was on a conference call with work, and it was 2003 when I looked up at 5:11, 5:12 Central Time. Jason hit 5,000 yesterday, so. Yeah, we just thought, you know what? It's Thursday night. It's the normal night for Carrguy and Sixfan Show. Yes, season 4 is over. Yes, season 5 hasn't started. But let's celebrate. Let's party. Let's drink some booze.
Grant, cheers.
Cheers to you. Yes. Like we say on the podcast, if you guys haven't caught the Carrguy and Sixfan Show in the podcast form, we kind of poke fun at ourselves for being separated at birth, 10 years apart, and half a continent away. And so that's cheers from half a continent away.
Yeah, so I wanted to point something out too, and that is the whole reason why Grant and I started the Carrguy and Sixfan Show way back 4 seasons ago. Which, if my math is correct, was about a year and a half that we've done it from this point, was to, I mean...
Well, close to 2 years. We would have launched in January.
Okay, so. Our goal was somewhat selfish, but after that selfishness, we've said we've got to do this not just to help ourselves get to 1,000 subscribers, but to help our friends in the same community who are in the same boat as us. And so that's why Grant had the idea of doing some sort of a live stream or a podcast. And that's what has kind of brought us to where we are today. We are sitting each at pretty good milestones in our YouTube journey. And that was the point of this show, of the Carrguy and Sixfan Show, was to be able to put that together and bring other guys along with us. And you're laughing at comments that I can't see.
Yes. You would be probably surprised to know that it came from King Eric, the greatest of all, right? Oh. I know that just surprises you right off the bat. So he writes, "Is this an engagement announcement?" Is what. So. Yes, King Eric the Great, like, point you, 0 us. Yeah. Yes. I mean, no. But
come on.
Damn it!
You're putting words in his mouth now, see? So he did mention, I went back, I guess I can check the chat, but I can't see that and see you at the same time. So he did say, is this the spin-off show? So yes, this would be what you would call the after show, maybe. This is kind of what... this is the environment that you would catch me in on a Thursday evening that I wouldn't be doing the Carrguy and Sixfan Show. is I'm just going to kind of move away here. You guys can see what I'm doing. Is I'm just working away at getting some of these LED spotlights and all this stuff mounted on the basket of old blackjack here. So that's kind of the video that I'm working on at the same time. And Grant, I had sent him kind of a congratulation after he said that he had got his 2,000, and he says, let's go live. Let's do a Carrguy and Sixfan special. I'm thinking, well, I was planning on doing that anyway. So here we are. You guys get this little bonus episode of the Carrguy and Sixfan show. And I don't know how long we're going to go. Maybe just, I don't know, until Grant's wife comes back and cracks the whip, I guess.
Yeah, basically. Let's call it like it is, right? So,
I mean that's wanted to walk in and catch us doing it, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, it's the engagement party. We already established that. This is already awkward as it is because of Eric. No, I mean, we just want to share the joy. The celebration. As Jason says, the whole purpose of the show is to celebrate together, to grow together with you guys as well. And so, as Jason experienced this like skyrocketing growth from Weirdbeard Auto Sales shout out to get him to 5,000. Well, then he did the same thing for me or this morning on Instagram. Well, at some point, Weirdbeard caught on to that as well and did it as well for me. So first off, know that season 5 is going to feature Weirdbeard Auto Sales as a guest, like given. But it got me to thinking. I'm like, so I started on my Instagram story doing hashtag milestone season. And so now, like, I feel obligated. Tomorrow morning, I need to shout out somebody else and get them, Jason's at 5, I'm at 2. I need to help someone get to like 1,000. So I'm thinking, I've been interacting quite a bit with Riggs Garage this past week. He's been like, out of nowhere, he's like, hey, why don't you try this? Why don't you try that? And now some of his suggestions I've actually already had done and tried, but it's like, you know what? He's next. Tomorrow, it's going to be hashtag milestone season for Riggs Garage, and we're going to see if we can get him. I think he's at like 568 or something random like that. Let's try to get him to 750 tomorrow, I think is what we're going to try to do.
And that's going to be awesome. That's, like I said, that's kind of the whole reason why we started the Carrguy and Sixfan show, was to kind of, tie in these milestones and try and get people to where they want to be and help grow the YouTube community. But Grant, one thing we should do is we probably should kind of say hi to everybody that has joined us in the chat.
Sure thing.
I can see some of them here. We've got CP, the Tool Addict, Trucker Dave. We've already mentioned King Eric, the greatest of all. We've also got Flyboy60 is in there. Will R, Gary Mathis, BS Small Engines, as well as Eford Garage. Doug Royer has jumped in there. Hey, Doug.
Floyd's Mayhem Garage, Stephen Hotz, and yeah, I think we're covering everybody. I do want to shout out CP the Tool Addict. He's been he and I have been messaging earlier this week, and he was bouncing ideas. We were bouncing ideas off each other back and forth, and the toolbox, not the toolbox, the tool segment of YouTube is very similar to what we do. There's some parallel stuff, but then there's some things that are a little bit different, that work for them that might not work for us, but a lot of good crossover stuff. And I just wanted to give him a shout out because he basically mentioned that he's listened to our last Carrguy and Sixfan show, the interview with Vice Grip Garage, at least 3 times over, and maybe it's been a 4th time now since so shout out to him. Like, hey, we want to entertain you guys. We want to have valuable interviews for you guys, and it just is awesome to hear someone's like, dude, I can't get enough of this. I listened to it 3 times over. So shout out to CP the Tool Addict.
Yeah, and some of the things that Grant and I have been tossing back and forth with season 5, and we haven't talked a whole lot in great deal, but we do want to change a few things up, and we've also talked about bringing some past guests back on that you guys have enjoyed, because we know that there's a few of them out there who are continually supporting us as part of what we're continuing to do, and these are a lot bigger channels, and we want to get those guys back on because they're willing, and that's a big thing. We don't get a lot of big channels who come on the show and say, yeah, I'll be your interviewee, and we could sit there, we could talk for 30 minutes, and then all of a sudden they're gone. We never speak to them again. We've had a few of them, that have been reaching out and being willing to see our growth and help us out with certain situations, whether it's YouTube related, whether it's a project related, or whatever it happens to be. So if you guys think that that's a good idea to start seeing some of these, we've had several of them now, start seeing some of these guys come back, we're glad to do that. We've also talked about, doing a few more channel reviews on our legacy episodes. And we also want to have some fun. We've done a few contests. We've done a few, with the Ford F-150s and the Chevys and the Dodges. We've done the Mustangs and we've done the Camaros and Firebirds. We want to get back into doing a few of those things because although it takes a little bit more work on our end, it provides the entertainment value that you guys seem to have come to expect from us and tell us that's what you want to see more of.
Yeah, to piggyback on what Jason said, I mean, so just so you guys know, this is a peek behind the curtains, right? Of in between seasons, we try to strategically plan. At least we do a private call like this, at least once between seasons. So hey, what can we do better? So think about this as this is your chance to give us input to affect that. And we always joke like to Jason's point. We feel like we're at the point of, I don't think it's bad to ask for a repeat interview. We always say, who's the Alec Baldwin of the Carrguy and Sixfan show? Saturday Night Live. He's hosted I don't know, whatever, 8, 9, 10 times or whatever. Who is that for us? Who do you guys want to see come back and do another show? And I know King Eric, the greatest of all. I think I missed a couple periods in there. He was asking about Uncle Tony's garage, and I think we'll give that a shot. We'll reach out. And speaking of King Eric, the greatest of all, he just gave you a $3.99 super chat USD, Jason. But yeah, we'd love to hear from you guys. Who do you want to see back a second time? We'll definitely try to reach out to Uncle Tony.
Yeah, King Eric, thanks a lot for that $3.99. That's like a tank of gas for me here in Canada, so I really appreciate that. We're always accepting of super chats on this channel. And Stephen Hotz says he found out about you guys from Jeff Ford and Jed Scott. So it's great to hear those comments to know exactly what's bringing you to us. Like, for instance, when Weirdbeard gave us those shout outs, it's like my comment section on my YouTube channels was just being overrun by Weirdbeard sent me, and I'm so appreciative of that, and I know that Grant and I together we probably have some of those same faithful followers, and we've got King Eric, and we've got Will R and Trucker Dave, and some of those guys. I mean, don't get mad if I don't mention names right now, but some of these guys who are here in every single video that we put up, and it's so appreciative. And it tells us that, we're certainly doing something right, or else you wouldn't be showing up.
So Floyd's Mayhem Garage mentioned about trying to incorporate Scott's Speed Shop in a second time. And so Floyd, I don't know if I actually have 3 videos, but I've been down to, I've seen Jed at least 3 times in the last 6 months. So yes, we're literally a 45-minute drive apart, maybe 50-minute drive apart. The Holly 2-barrel I bought from him. He rebuilt that for me, and so that's my reserve plan for Project Low Fairmont. So my wife, we'll sidetrack a little bit. My wife's trying final semester of grad school online courses, of course, and she graduates with a master's degree here in a matter of less than 2 weeks. The procrastinator that she is, didn't get as much done last night as she wanted to get her preceptor to review something. She said, I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. and I need to get my button gear and edit some stuff, send it to her, whatever. So I said, I'll wake up early with you. I'll go grab some donuts. And so that's what I did this morning. I got some wrenching done before my work day. When does that happen? So we're not going to give up on the Motorcraft 2-barrel carb just yet. Junkyard Diggs, a guest on the Carrguy and Sixfan show season 4, has really helped me diagnose some things. And as I suspected, the power valve on the old Motorcraft was junk because I was trying to use the old one from the original carb. So we're going to go back to the one with the rebuild kit.
Yeah, and that was one of the things that I was trying to, again, behind the scenes, Grant and I text each other pretty well every day, and he was having some of those problems with.
Since we're engaged.
Good morning. No, he was having some issues there with his carb, and I had made the suggestion of, have you tried a different carb, one that works well, to see if you can eliminate the problem that it might be the carb. And, as reluctant sometimes as we are as men and pig-headed as we get to not try the obvious, we go back to that situation, and had Grant known what he knew now, 6 weeks or 6 months ago or whatever, he could have saved a lot of headache. But like I said, sometimes you just try to overthink the obvious. But it's great. It's great that we have friends like, the Junkyard Digs, Kevin, who's willing to reach out and help us out.
Well, and I'll go back to what CP the Tool Addict said. Like, as we were exchanging messages this week, he was like, "How did you even land Vice Grip Garage?" My response is like, "We asked." I mean, like that's what's been rewarding for us. Jason and I is like, I mean, if you're not afraid of people just saying, "Yeah, no, it's not going to work out," then just ask, right? So, I would not have felt comfortable just cold calling Junkyard Digs, asking for carburetor help from him without him being a guest on the Carrguy and Sixfan show. So what we've done here, what we've established, I mean, it's networking, guys. That's all this is. It's networking. And you can do it too. Like, in fact, you know what? I'm going to challenge anybody in the chat right now. Like, let's figure out what the next Carrguy and Sixfan show is for Monday night, for Wednesday night, for Tuesday night, whatever's the convenient night for you guys, because obviously we don't want competition. Like, that goes without saying. No, but why don't you guys hey, what if we did this 5 days a week? Let's it's YouTube's exponential growth. So if Carrguy and Sixfan shows, again, please do not compete on Thursday night. But man, if you guys want to do something similar, like take your own personality and do your own spin.
Yeah, and I think to add to that is that with the faithful followers that we have, you guys will gain the same, and those who are faithful followers will tell others that what you're doing and the fun that they're having. There used to be a fellow that I followed who doesn't do his live streams anymore, but on Saturday nights he used to play board games with his viewers, and basically part of it was he'd ask questions, and the first to answer in the comments would win, and it was just arbitrary winning, but it was fun because you could sit there, you could have a drink, or you could just have some fun, and it was just a blast. So whether you're doing that, whether it's car related, whether it's shop talk, or you're actually just working away at something, there's always somebody out there that wants to see it, and you've got to build an audience. And I know Grant and I will do our part to help you succeed in that. But so help me God, you come in there on a Thursday night and wrap your knuckles.
well, want to say hi to a couple people who just dropped in. Of course, we have Auto Alley, who's been a regular, and she says, Hey, sorry I'm late. Well, Allie, this was just like a spur of the moment thing, so don't feel bad that you're late. There's no apologies to be made tonight. This is just a celebratory thing. Jason hit 5K earlier this week. I just hit 2K this evening, so it's we're just trying to have some fun tonight. And like I said, because you just dropped in, just like BST Ford channel has just dropped in.
Hey BST, thanks for jumping in there, buddy.
Yeah. I will. If you want somewhere, if you took Ford Fairmont content and combined it with Panther platform content and try to like make the hybrid of what that is, that's the BST Ford channel. I mean, really. I mean, he's got a Maverick, he's got a 2 valve he's working on a Crown Vic, so he's got everything. If you like Jason I stuff, go check out BST Ford channel. But Will R had mentioned, so Auto Alley says you're jumping in late. We said Jason and I usually do one of these live streams. Well, one just to have fun after the fact in between seasons, but a second one that's just private. Him and I doing strategic planning. And so we had asked the question earlier, who do you want to see as maybe a repeat guest? Will R had mentioned, he says, get Jeremy of Faster Proms. So we'll put that on the list.
Yes. Absolutely.
And we'll see. We'll see.
And just for the record, guys, a couple of channels that you guys, because we put the word out there to who you wanted to see as a season finale on season 4. And some of the names that you guys put out there were Tim Allen and Jay Leno. Now, those are huge stretches. But guess what? If you don't put the feelers out there and you don't ask and you don't get in touch with the right people, it'll never happen. And I've put those feelers out there, to try and start that. Obviously, it didn't happen, but it could. Right?
Yeah.
So that's what it's all about. And jokingly, we also said that we wanted to get Cletus McFarland to be a guest on the show. And I don't think that's that far out of realm. If we can get the likes of Jeremy has an in there. Maybe Jeremy can help us get there.
Well, not to mention, it's again, we go back to the whole idea of relationships and networking. Jason and I Flying Sparks Garage, big in with Mike Finnegan. When I was hanging out with Emily and Aaron on Rocky Mountain Race Week 2.0, they were constantly going over and checking in with the Finnegan camp. So same thing here. Like they're all branches. We're getting a little further and further out, and it's only a matter of time, I think, before we have guests like that. What I'm curious to know from you guys' standpoint, we've had some outside of YouTube interviews, ironically, they've both been focused in the wheel industry. So we had, of course, Ben Hermance, both automotive rendering and wheel industries. Ben Hermance in season 3, and then season 4, Rush Forth Wheels. I've put out feelers in the past to Detroit Steel Wheels. So Adam over at Mob Steel and the owner operator of Detroit Steel Wheels. And I've got sort of an in with the PR lady, and that's one that I think that we could continue to kind of try to ping, and I think we're pretty close on that one. Is that something to you guys? Would you be interested with Adam from Mob Steel and Detroit Steel Wheels to be a guest?
And Floyd's Mayhem Garage says that Roadkill would be sweet. And I agree. I think the two of those guys together, they could be the next Carrguy and Sixfan. Who knows? I don't know. Those guys, maybe... someday they'll get as popular as we are, but nevertheless, it's great to have them on our show. Maybe we can help them get there.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, yes, we would love to help those guys out.
Oh shoot.
Oh, so Floyd's Mayhem Garage is totally stoked about the idea of Adam. So he's got a set of their wheels, and yeah. Stephen Hotz, or hopefully I'm saying that right. Hotz or Hotes, we don't know. First time, this is the first time we're interacting with you, I believe, in the Carrguy and Sixfan show. We had Flying Sparks Garage on in season 4, but are you making your comment through the lens of repeat interview, or are you just asking as a first time? So CP, the Tool Addicts, asking Thunderhead 289, Dylan McCool, they're good contenders. We had Dylan McCool on in season 4. We'd have him on. That's the other very rewarding thing about doing what we do is we'll get done. And Jason, I mean, you tell me, how many times do you think we heard, man, that was a lot of fun from a guest? Yeah.
Yeah. And it happens more often than not. And, Dylan McCool was very forthcoming. He was great to have on the show. He was a great guest. And, when we pitched the idea of having him back again, he seemed to be pretty cool with that, as did a lot of the guests. So, I don't think that there's any fear of not getting some of these guys back should we want to have them back.
So Steven is confirming he was saying Flying Sparks Garage as a repeat. So I'll write that down. Again, this is Jason and I would do this anyway, so we're just going to do it with the fans tonight. Yep. Let's strategically plan with the fans. So it's Flying Sparks Garage. I'm writing that down. Faster Proms, and I can tell you this much. So we do the Carrguy and Sixfan show. We interview Aaron and Emily in season 4, and then Rocky Mountain Race Week 2.0 happens, and I'm the type. I'm really not people always tell me it's like, you're not an extrovert, Grant. I'm like, yeah, hell no. I'm not gonna go on my way to just meet some stranger. Like I'm very introverted. Without the Carrguy and Sixfan show, I would not have felt comfortable to go approach Emily or Aaron and just be like, hey, can we hang out? But Emily is just as you would see on camera, super down to earth, like, yeah, hey, come hang out with us. And it was just a whole new insight to the life they live. And yeah, I wouldn't doubt for a second they'd love to come on for a second time.
And I think I saw in there somewhere, I can't get back to my chat. I think I saw in DD Speed Shop, and I think that if we got those guys on here, I think he'd be more than happy to be a part of the channel, who is another Canadian from out in Manitoba. And his channel seems to be growing really well and really quickly, by the way. Also, when we had Derek from Vice Grip Garage in the after show when we went off air, he suggested that he's in pretty good with zip ties and bias plies. And, I thought to myself, that could be really, really good to have him on our channel, or it could be really, really bad. He's colorful, to say the least, but a huge following. And I think if we could get him in there, and if we could keep him PG-13 for at least 20 minutes or so, I think we'd be doing all right. So we kind of pitched that to Derek to reach out to him, see if it's something he might be interested in. Who knows? There's always those sort of the entertainment value of a guest, more so than who they are. We know that he would provide great entertainment for the channel.
So two things you said there, Jason, or I guess one's a segue into the chat. The second one's literally straight from the chat. But you said colorful guy. Speaking of colorful, there's a very colorful avatar that's brand new to the Carrguy and Sixfan show. Sunshine Cooper, welcome to the Carrguy and Sixfan show. Checking in from the Philippines. So that's really cool. We always joked about, like, when we had Streetcar Culture on, we were touching 3 countries, and that was kind of unique: Australia, Canada, US. So it's cool. Great welcome from the Philippines. Trucker Dave suggested he wanted to do an impersonal kind of collab with one of us, whoever he could get closest to first. So that's cool. But at some times in the past, we have had in-person, at least here on my side, in-person interviews on the Carrguy and Sixfan show from time to time. So it's not impossible.
Well, and Trucker Dave actually probably, he can correct me if I'm wrong, probably only lives about 2, maybe 2.5 hours from me in Maine. But because of the border restrictions right now, neither him nor I can cross the border to do that. And Dave has an old Dodge truck that he's coined the Ugly Truckling. I think it's a 90 Dodge Ram. And I'd love to be able to get down there, shoot some episodes of working on that thing with him. And maybe in the spring things will be different. Who knows? But in these, I hate to say anything, especially live, but in these stupid times, there's so many things that have left us to a point where there's some things we can't do. My trip to Georgia this summer was canceled because of this. I don't know what next year brings, but having people who are so close, I'd love to have Dave be a guest or a co-host or something on the Carrguy and Sixfan show some night. But until this whole restrictions and things change, probably not going to happen. But I'm open to anything, Dave. And like I said, the fridge is always stocked, and you're always welcome. So.
Yeah, I did want to give a shout out to Auto Alley, who did a very interesting play on words, we'll say, in one of her comments regarding our buddy over at Zip Ties and Bias Plies. So we'll just leave it at that. Kind of, we did an awards show. So Auto Alley will give you a second award for clever play on words there. So we'll kind of leave it there. Will R also recommended Castlemaine Rod Shop would be a good. I'll be honest, have no clue who you're talking about. So that makes it interesting for me because I need to go now find a new channel. So great recommendation there.
Well, we're pushing 30 minutes, which I have no problem going longer. My phone will dictate because I'm down to 5%. So we'll probably have to wrap this up pretty quick. But guys, before my phone dies and I just happen to drop off the face of the earth here, I want to thank everyone for jumping in here. I can't see how many people are with us tonight, but it's great to see some new faces in there, as well as some old friends that seem to make it into every live stream. So appreciate you guys jumping in there. We appreciate all the support with helping us grow our channels and just being part of the Carrguy and Sixfan family. And we can call you guys our children, maybe, seeing how this is an engagement party. I don't know.
Well, the last engagement party I actually had, there was a keg involved, so there's no keg tonight. So, yeah. So I guess maybe it wasn't an engagement party after all.
So on top of that, again, before we go off air, I do want to mention that last year we did a Christmas special, and we'll probably put it out there to you guys if you want to see another Christmas special. If Grant's able and I'm able to, we'd love to be able to do that, just to sit around, hang out and sing some Christmas carols. And
oh yeah, because we had such a great time singing last time.
If there's a keg involved, I'm okay.
Yeah, we've thrown around some ideas of what we might do with that. Another kind of collaborative adventure. Actually, kind of just really getting way outside of the car scene, the car niche. Like, yes, that's what we want the Carrguy and Sixfan to be about, but it's not officially part of a season. We feel like we just want to have a good time, holidays. So if you guys are up for that, we'd love to host another one. And thanks again, Auto Alley, for the kind of congratulations, Trucker Dave, everybody. It's hey, you guys are part of this statistic too, right? Like, we don't get to 2,000 or 5,000 subscribers without you guys either. Like, you're just as important as the ones we just picked up today.
Yeah.
So,
and that's what it's all about. It's all about growth for everybody, and the fact that we've hit these milestones. Like Grant said, we couldn't have done it without you guys, because it's you sticking around that helps keep those numbers where they are. But as we grow, we want to continue to bring you guys along with us, and we'll continue to do the Carrguy and Sixfan show as long as it continues to be popular. So thanks for that as well.
And the only other thing I'll piggyback on that is, so season 5, we don't have an exact date for you guys, but basically, just so you know, what Jason and I do is we work. It's 18 consecutive weeks. I thought we almost lost it there, Jason. It's 18 consecutive weeks. We always want to get on the other side of. It's basically the 4th of July. We kind of work backwards from the 4th of July, and like the holiday season here that we're about to get into. So, I think it works out to about like January 8th-ish, depending on whatever the Thursday is around there. So kind of just first or second Thursday in January, you'll see Carrguy and Sixfan show season 5.
All right, so I've got to get something set up here. I'm at 4%, so bear with me, okay? Just stay there.
If you're like employing me to just talk, I can talk. So.
Well, I've got to do this for King Eric the Great. So, Grant, will you be my co-host for season 5?
I thought you'd never ask. Oh my gosh, I've been dreaming about this for I don't know how long, Jason. Yeah, yes, Jason, yes.
You made me so happy.
And so we will probably be burning the tape of this show as soon as we hit the stop.
Yeah,
so
there'll be no replay.
Jason's wife already calls me Jason's boyfriend, I believe. Yeah. So yeah.
All right. Having said that, before my phone dies, guys, Grant, you can say your final goodbyes, and then I'll close this out. And,
well, I don't know what else there is to say. I mean, I think we've covered it all. Again, we're excited for season 5. Thank you guys for the suggestions for people to reach out to. We'll definitely start putting some feelers out there. Stay focused on the windshield, as Jason says. But as I would say, that's going to do it for, until the holiday party. So until next time, peace out.
Thanks, guys. We'll see ya.